Hello, it's me again. As I promised the other day, this time we'll talk about everything we know from the other book coming out soon, A Starless Clan number 4, Thunder, which comes out November 7th. The official cover and blurb reveal was the first thing we knew about it. They mentioned that the cats on the cover are Sunbeam in front, and in the back, Finchlight is on the left and Sparkpelt is on the right. So here's the blurb. To save her clan's future, she must look to its distant past. Frostpaw was told to trust no cat, but a brutal attack has left her gravely injured, and she'll need to depend on someone. When help arrives in the form of a young warrior, she convinces him to protect her as she follows Star Clan's cryptic directions toward the roots of River Clan, where Riverstar has promised she'll find the answers she's been so desperately seeking. Back at the lake, the tension between Shadow Clan and River Clan might be easing, but the peace is fragile. Until Star Clan's chosen leader is found, the slightest push could lead the clans back into outright war. The only change they made to this blurb on any other listings is Shadow Clan and its neighbors, rather than Shadow Clan and River Clan. Nothing major. As a quick recap on my speculations about the blurb, when this was first revealed, I guessed that Nightheart is the cat who travels with Frostpaw, since it doesn't mention either his or Sunbeam's names, but specifies a him protecting her, and then Sunbeam would give us a point of view still at the lake. And I figured that the roots of River Clan either meant the park where Riverstar came from, or River Clan's forest territory, since that's where the clan was officially formed, and we've seen that it's been mostly untouched by Two Legs. Not long after the official reveal, they made a post on Instagram asking for names for a Kittypet character that'll appear in the book, asking fans to post the names of their own pets. They also said to make sure it sounds good with the paw suffix, so it sounds like this character will be joining a clan. They then ran a poll on the official site with a list of the suggestions. My vote was for Bubblepaw, which I think would make for a really cute and unique clan name, but ultimately the winner was Wafflepaw, based on the kitty pet owned by Instagram user BasilCat, which I suppose is fitting, considering one of the oldest memes in the fandom. They've also posted the teaser quotes. This one is from the book page on the site. Perhaps if you found the kit inside you, she could help you face this terrible truth you are searching for. I have a feeling this is about Frostpaw. It's about a female character, and the blurb does mention that she's searching for answers. As to what the terrible truth is, there's been speculation about her mother Curlfeather having been involved in Reed Whisker's death and trying to become leader, especially considering her final words to Frostpaw, "Trust no cat," which the blurb specifically mentions. And finding the kit inside her would be relevant if the terrible truth is about her mother. The other quotes are the 4 usual ones they post before a release. Number 1, "Did you even know we were this unhappy?" Number 2, "I'm no kit. Stop treating me like one, or it'll be me who turns on you." Number 3, "I think I've always known, but I didn't dare admit it even to myself." And number 4, "If the plan works, you'll never have to go to River Clan. You can come home." As for my guesses, I'm not sure if the we in the first one is about a clan, maybe River Clan, or else maybe one of the cross-clan couples getting treated poorly, like maybe Spireclaw and Fringe Whisker. Or maybe it's Berryheart telling Sunbeam about how much she and Sunbeam's other kin and friends in Shadow Clan miss her. For number 2, this sounds like either an uneasy alliance. We saw Berryheart and Splashtail working together in Book 3. Or perhaps someone unhappy with someone in a leadership role, such as Tiger Star or another acting leader in River Clan. Or if something happens in Thunder Clan. Number 3, I think, is about Frostpaw. Either about Curlfeather, as I mentioned above, or maybe Splashtail, since we saw in the previous book that he was trying to manipulate her and used her medicine cat apprentice role to his advantage, and for all we know, might have been her attacker. Number 4 is a strange one. I'm not sure who's saying it, what plan, whose plan, since the actual word is probably a name instead of the, or why it would mean someone wouldn't have to go to River Clan. My initial thought was a Frostpaw because of the mention of RiverClan, but where is home for her, if not RiverClan? So it's probably something to do with a cat from another clan, maybe with RiverClan's leadership situation. Maybe it's referring to the Shadow Clan warrior being stationed in their camp. Maybe the other clans decide to station warriors there too, to help out and make sure Tiger Star's not taking it over like his evil namesake. Or possibly something to do with Berryheart's plotting in the previous book, where she was meeting Splashtail with the intent of getting Tiger Star to leave RiverClan on its own. Anyway, moving on to more spoilery content, the excerpt of the prologue and first 3 chapters has been posted on the official site, so I'll recap those now. The very short prologue is of the clan founders in StarClan looking down on the injured Frostpaw after she was attacked at the end of the previous book. Windstar, Shadowstar, Thunderstar, and Skystar are horrified, but RiverClan says that this is necessary and that he believes Frostpaw will have the strength to survive and save her clan. Chapter 1 is Frostpaw's point of view. She awakens on the moor after her wound has stopped bleeding, and the Wind Clan medicine cat apprentice Whistlepaw finds her. Whistlepaw wants to bring her to Wind Clan's camp to treat her and protect her, but Frostpaw doesn't think she'll be safe anywhere, and thinks that it's best for her attacker to think she's dead until she figures out what to do. Chapter 2 is Nighthearts. While the last book had said that Bramblestar and Squirrelflight were going to the Moonstone the same night Sunbeam had arrived in ThunderClan, apparently they're actually going the day after. Sunbeam is settling in well, and the clan is very welcoming to her. Squirrelflight tells Nightheart she wants him to come with them to the Moonpool, and she announces that if StarClan accepts her, she'll name Ivypool deputy when she returns. Lionblaze, who'd served as deputy when Squirrelflight was acting leader, is noted as looking relieved. Nightheart, Squirrelflight, Bramblestar, and Alderheart head up to the Moonpool, and they discuss Squirrelflight's worries that StarClan won't accept her as leader. Nightheart is ordered to stand guard, and the leader, deputy, and medicine cat touch their noses to the water. And Chapter 3 is Sunbeams. As she sits with Nightheart's mother, sister, and foster littermates, Berryheart shows up at the ThunderClan camp, trying to convince her to come back by making her question Nightheart's feelings for her. Sparkpelt and Finchlight stand up for Sunbeam, and Ivypool tells Berryheart to go home. Ivypool suggests that Sunbeam go gather herbs with Myrtle Bloom, since nobody's sleeping tonight anyway, and they might as well do something useful. As they leave camp, Sunbeam questions whether she really belongs in ThunderClan. So yeah, this is kind of just building things up for now, not a lot to go on. We do see that Frostpaw survived, but we don't know the results yet of whether StarClan will accept ThunderClan's change in leadership. There's not really a lot to say, except that Berryheart clearly isn't done with opposing cross-clan relationships. Now this is everything we know from the teasers and what's officially been revealed for this particular book. However, Book 5, Wind, has had its blurb revealed, which is very spoilery, like telling us actual major things that happen in this book. So if you don't want Thunder spoiled, now's the time to end the video, because this is the last thing I'll discuss. Okay, so if you're still here, here's the blurb for Book 5, which tells us some of what happens in Book 4. Frostpaw has returned to the lake just in time to reveal all she knows of the gathering, but the clans are reluctant to believe an apprentice who's already admitted to lying about her visions in the past, and she is forced to take refuge in ShadowClan as Splashtail seizes control of her home. While the other clan leaders debate whether to interfere any further in RiverClan affairs, Nightheart returns to ThunderClan. But what should be a happy reunion with his mate is more complicated than he or Sunbeam expected. Nightheart has his paws full teaching clan ways to the 2 park cats who followed him home, and Sunbeam's efforts to fit in as the newest member of ThunderClan are hampered by her concerns for her mother, who is paying for her treachery with exile and illness. As Berryheart's schemes take an alarming new turn, and Splashtail's ambitions turn toward violence, a few cats' efforts may not be enough to preserve the peace. So this tells us quite a bit about Book 4. It is indeed Nightheart that travels with Frostpaw away from the lake, and she does find answers while they're gone. They seem to have gone to the park, and perhaps that means that Wafflepaw is a park cat. Berryheart's done something worthy of exile, and Splashtail is definitely a villain who's apparently taking over River Clan. It seems likely that either of them, probably Splashtail, was Frostpaw's attacker. Although that last bit there mentions that in Book 5, Splashtail's ambitions turn toward violence, implying it hasn't already, so maybe not. So yeah, that gives us quite a bit to think about. What are your theories for the book? This one comes out on November 7th, so we don't have long to wait for this next part in the series. See you next time!